Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of GT History, the video series where I talk about the craziest stories of the most capitalist MMO out there, Growtopia. Since Growtopia is all about world locks, or at least for most people it is, people get really creative when it comes to getting them, and that's reflected in the amount of scams there are in Growtopia. If you look at the list of all possible scams in Growtopia on the official wiki, you're gonna see that you could fill a whole book with them. But have you ever asked yourself, who was the first scammer in Growtopia? Well, since Growtopia came out in 2013, it's hard to find any information on the first scammer. What I'm gonna focus on in this video instead is the first well-known scammer in Growtopia. And let me tell you, you're in for a wild ride. The person that you're gonna meet today is so sneaky, you're not gonna believe it. It is about hundreds of scammed players, a game-threatening hack client, and the mastermind behind all of it, who is still playing to this day without having been banned. I was able to get an interview with him, and I was able to find out some exclusive and very exciting information about him. Now that I've got you excited, let's get into it. It all began on March 2nd, 2013 with a guest player called Stinky Snake 239. Back in 2013, there weren't many players playing the game. There were like 500 players online and it felt more like a single player game than an MMO. Super broadcasts only cost 150 gems, and even having a few world locks was a lot. Stinky Snake soon changed his name to Snake239 because he didn't like the guest account, and that's when his scamming career, also known as the Snake Saga, had its origins. Since nobody knew how to play the game properly and there weren't any learning resources yet like a wiki or YouTube videos, he used that to his advantage and he hosted drop games as well as a scam called the Secret Passage scam, which he invented himself. In the interview, he told me he doesn't really remember how many people he scammed back then. But as a matter of fact, he became so infamous on the forums and in-game that he had to make another account with another name so he wouldn't get recognized as a scammer in every world. And if you ask any OG player who played back in 2013, they are going to remember the name Snake239 for sure. But becoming so well known also meant that he couldn't go on like that. He had to take a pause and make people forget about him. After his 2 years scamming pause, he decided to strike again. This time he developed a new scam that would make him a lot of world locks. It's basically an upgraded version of the drop game. How it works was that he basically traded a world to another person, and that person then played drop game with Snake, thinking that he had everything in his control and wouldn't be able to get scammed there because he was the owner of the world. But what the victim didn't realize was that Snake built a secret cave platform into the world where he could just go through and take the world locks from the owner when he dropped them. That scam method made him a lot of world locks, and he even scammed a legend player called Holy Bat of Legend, who then decided to quit because of the scam. Snake also was really good at making people trust him, and he used that to scam a lot of people. Most famously was the player Saint Mac, who he scammed 2 Mac plants and some diamond blocks from. What he didn't realize was that his victim had a YouTube channel with about 5,000 subscribers where he made a YouTube video about Snake exposing him. But after Saint Mac found out that Snake was actually a well-known scammer, he felt so humiliated that he deleted his YouTube channel. At around that time, Snake also got into programming and hacking. That's why in 2018 he released a hacked client with a unique feature that was unheard of before. His hacked client allowed players to one-hit any kind of block in the game, and that was super overpowered. He made a YouTube account called Nighthawk GT where he showcased his hacks. His hack became really popular, but as his channel grew, people started to point out that they found the person who's really responsible for it. Because he made some major editing errors, people found out that Snake was actually behind the hack and they tried to report him. But because there wasn't enough evidence, he didn't get banned. That's why he planned to make an exit as a way to get the most out of his now exposed hacked client. He implemented a virus that would steal the Growtopia accounts of the people who downloaded it. He told me that he got over 250 accounts by doing that, and he got enough diamond locks from them to make legendary wings. But as it turns out, karma always comes back. 1 month later, he got hacked himself because of a database breach, and the hacker did just one thing: recycle his legendary wings. That's also the point where Snake lost interest in the game. He sold his hacking codes, which he got up to $300 for each, and told me that he only plays rarely to this day. But still, he is not banned yet, and he may very well return in the future, as it wouldn't be his first time to make a comeback. Wow, that's a story. The first major scammer in Growtopia, and he's even playing to this day. But although he did a lot of negative things, we can learn a lot from him. The first thing is that you should never trust anybody who you don't know in real life. But even that can be dangerous in a game like Growtopia. This story also teaches us that scamming won't make you happy. You may get world locks in the short term, but they're gonna feel hollow and wrong after some time. Because as Snake said himself, he had everything, but no friends. In the most capitalist MMO out there, Growtopia. If you want to learn more about Growtopia, consider checking out my channel and subscribing. Because as I said in the previous video, only a few of you guys are actually subscribed to my channel, and that's really sad. So hit the subscribe button to join the OG Genie team in Growtopia. That's it, thanks everybody for watching, peace out.